Hi lovelies and welcome back. I never wear all black and today's a very exciting video. The sun is hitting right on your faces, so I don't know if that's gonna impact anything, if the video quality is gonna be kind of bad. I still haven't understood my camera properly. Maybe I needed like a helper, a helping hand to make sure that the camera's focusing on me and everything. So I still haven't figured it quite out, and I think the sun hitting directly on the lens is not gonna do you guys any favors or me any favors, but I guess we're going with the flow. Today I wanted to talk about something that I've been experiencing a lot in my reality. I feel like I've been living really connected to my inner child. I've been engaging in activities that give me a strong sense of deja vu and that make me feel like I'm living like parallelly aligned with my inner child. Kind of like the concept of past, present, and future all happening at the same time. Kind of like my present self is living my life doing actions that my younger self is doing like simultaneously is like the feeling of like a deja vu of like I'm doing the right thing, and probably my future self I hope is also doing these things. And the most in connection, like the most, I don't know if the most makes sense. The times that I feel the most like this is when I'm connecting to nature and when I'm going on walks. And lately I've just been surreally connected to my life, to my purpose, to the universe. I've been facing my difficulties with a lot more ease, and I've been accepting help from the world around me in the most beautiful ways. I've been accepting my limitations, my personality, the things that I think it just comes down to respecting myself and truly accepting myself, realizing that I'll give you guys an example. I went to like an international alternative medicine and traditional integrative medicine congress, like a worldwide. It was in Rio de Janeiro. It was amazing. I had such a good time. It was so out of my comfort zone. My friend, I was thinking of going, but I didn't know who was gonna go, so I was like, maybe I'll go alone. But then there's the dangers of traveling by yourself. And my friend texted me saying that she was going and that there was a space in her room so we could share. And we ended up going on the most beautiful trip. We saw the most beautiful lectures. Everything just ignited my soul in such a passionate way. And I embarked on a journey that scared me, but with a lot of confidence and with a lot of trust in the universe. But I was navigating a lot of emotions. Being an introverted person, depending on the intensity of the interactions with a lot of people and the constant togetherness, if that's even a word, I started feeling slightly overwhelmed. And I started being an empath. I started really feeling a lot of emotions that I couldn't really digest if they were mine, if they were the people around me, if they were like the environment. And I started feeling a little bit overwhelmed right when I was about to receive a few therapies. And it was amazing because the therapist felt what I needed without me being able to tell her. It's like I couldn't verbalize what I needed, but it's like the universe stepped in and told her like directly without me having to tell her. And it was just the most beautiful experience. And after the therapies, I watched a lot more lectures by myself. I ventured off and embraced my solitude because my soul was really needing that, just that independence. And at the end of the day, there was like a huge everybody dancing together, like a circle of dance. And I looked at the circle of dance and I was like, maybe if it was like a week from now, I would love this. I wish I could love this. And all my friends like left their bags and went to like go dance and have fun. And I just thought to myself like, okay, like it's dancing. I love dancing. I could throw myself in that scenario, but I'm so sensitive right now. I'm just needing a moment by myself. That's not what I need. Even though it was what would be societally acceptable, I didn't do it. And I went and laid by a river and just connected with nature. I did a prayer of gratitude. I prayed for what I desired in that moment, and I just truly connected with peace and gave myself what I was needing, that was that time off. And it was really difficult for me to accept that in that moment I couldn't be joyfully dancing, because at my core that's what I wanted, that's how I wanted to be, and that's how I wanted to want to be also. But there was just such a respect that I felt for myself at that moment, that I was like, I can't put you, me, in a situation that is not going to nurture me when I truly need so much nurturing. And I think I've finally reached a point in my adulthood that I'm able to offer my younger self that nurture that they so desire and crave from me. I know that for a while I used to, every time I felt my inner child scared or freaked out or confused, I felt so discomfort. I felt so much discomfort in that feeling, that instead of holding my past self, I just freaked out and I neglected them and I ran from them and I didn't want to look at them, at me. I don't know how to say that. And instead of just holding myself, like my past version, my little child, the inner child in me, and being like, I'm a grown up, I can take care of you, I can face the situation, I understand what we need now, so I can move forward in an intentional and beautiful way, and I'll protect you. I just saw it and ran, and I think I freaked my inner child out more than I could imagine, because it was just a domino effect of my baby self freaking out and my adult self running and freaking even more out, and both of us just freaking out. And I think my higher self like stepped in and was like, both of you, let's chill. I got both of you, and no need to freak out like this. And I think it gave me the confidence to be like, okay, I'm protected, I'm aligned, I know what to do, and I can protect all of us. And it was just a really beautiful thing. I don't know how that got me so sidetracked. What I wanted to talk about was I recently watched the movie Divergent and like all of the sequels. And I was really thinking about how insane it is that we're all so different and we're all so divergent, right? In the movie, they try to like divide people in categories, like the people that like law and order and like rules, and then the people that like gardening and like harvesting and nature, and then the people that are rebels and like adventure and like protection, kind of like the police, and then the people that like what is it? Oh, like humility and like volunteer work and everything. And people really try to put us in categories, right? So like, for example, I'm in the health part of like career, right? I work with mental health, physical health, spiritual health. I went to a seminar where we were just talking about all types of health and lifestyle and how to promote health, and it was also beautiful. But you might go to like a congress in your specific area and it might be completely different. And there's so much of like, what box do we fit into, and how are we this or that? And there's less to say about how divergent we are and how many possibilities exist, and that little child inside of us that is craving so much opportunity. that is craving so much opportunity and so much diversity and is craving all those possibilities of expansion and transmutation and developing ourselves in the many areas that we may desire to expand our knowledge in. And I know something that really stuck for me. I'll explain like the exact scenario for you guys to get like a feeling of it. I don't know why this is coming so strongly into my mind. When I moved to like a specific high school, I moved senior year, and I was like getting to know the vibes of the people, and I went to do like some of like the group works I did by myself completely because I love working by myself as the introvert person that I am. And I have difficulty when people expect different things of me. I like to excel and like be like limitless in my possibilities. And I was like engaging in the first group activities with the girlfriends that I had made at the time, and they were like, "Yeah, who's more intellectual and who's more artistic? Because then we can divide. The people that are intellectual will do like the writing, and the people that are artistic are gonna do like the drawings and stuff." Because I moved from a very strict high school that had a lot of like SAT stuff to a high school that was more like humane in a way, that was also going to consider like the arts part of the project and the creative side, which was new to me. I hadn't had the opportunity to develop myself in that way because of the environment that I was previously in. That was a lot of like strict, like circle the answer kind of tests, and there's not much space for creativity in that. And there was a lot of like written like essays, everything has to be like in the perfect format and everything, so there wasn't a lot of room for creativity. And a little bit before, like right before I moved to the school that I graduated in, I was doing an exchange program in Australia. And I loved the fact that I had surfing class, I had like badminton class, I had water polo class. A lot of people had like woodworking. One of my friends did dance, the other did like culinary, and it was also expansive in the creative sense and different types of creativity. Like food is an art, dance is an art, woodworking is an art, right? Like carpentering, I don't know what it's called. Surfing is an art. There was so much art and so much expression, and I was starting to connect with. I was trying to dress more differently. At the school, you could wear your normal clothes, you don't have to wear a uniform. And I was trying to leave the box that I had previously been in of everybody in the school dresses alike when we're like going out. Everybody has the same backpack and the same shoes and the same phone and the same accessories. To like, who am I as a new, different being in Australia? And then I arrived at that school in my senior year, and I was like, who am I now in this scenario? Like, who do I want to be? Obviously, I was a teenager. I didn't have that much money to buy clothes. And lovely to see that you guys are in my closet to see the clothes that I have now. And I still had to stay a little bit similar to the version I was in the box because, as much as I was changing, the financial situation that I was in, like, there was a limit to how I could express myself. And like my mom also had to approve of my clothes at the time and everything. Like I could just go buy stuff, but it wasn't the same. So now that I'm an adult and I can freely express myself, I have to take more advantage of it. I think I have a lot of different clothes. I think I want to do a video of like dressing outside of my comfort zone for a week and see how it goes, and I'll show you guys like my closet and the clothes that I'm thinking of wearing and everything. I dressed a little more formal at the Congress, and it was so lovely. I wore heels, and it made me feel so empowered and like a woman. But let's get back to it. I was so shocked when my friend said that thing of like, if you're not artistic, then you have to do the writing. Because I was like, obviously we're all both, right? Like it doesn't make sense for us to divide it like this. Like, but I felt so like she was not considering that we had the capacity to be artistic in a way. And it pretty much really offended me for a while. And now that I'm doing a post grad in art therapy, and I'm really connecting to the creative, artistic version of myself. I also, when I quit psychology school before I came back to doing college as a naturopathic doctor, I did give up everything to become a glass blower. And that was artistic in its own way. So there's so much art that lives within us. And I think what I wanted to talk to you guys about in this video and possibly provoke a little flame of ignition of passion in you to choose a moment this week, whenever you can, if it's winding down in your house and during the week or the weekend, and express yourself creatively. I'll come back after I have this in my art therapy course and tell you guys a little bit more about the 4 different ways of interacting with arts and the ways that we can understand what kind of art is more aligned with our personality. But I think I have to study a little bit more so I can bring you guys that more in depth. But for now, I'd like to invite you to do an art piece that represents or you in the future, or you now, or you as like an inner child, like your past self. It can be a collage, it can be like aquarela, it can be just normal, like, what's that called? The thing that you used to like draw on the street when we used to play like the jumping thing. It can be whatever you may like. Even if it's like pictures and you print them out and you go out in the nature and take lots of pictures and you create like a board or something. Whatever it may be. If you want to paint your face with obviously paint that is like good for the skin. If you want to paint your hand, if you want to put paint on your hand and then do that thing, whatever it may be, whatever way you feel like you can express yourself and that will nurture yourself, and put that on the paper. Which version of yourself do you think needs that creativity and that expansion and that representation? Which version of you wants to be looked at the most? Do you feel like you need to look at your past self to heal something, accept something, show them that you're here and you're looking at them? Do you think your present self needs some attention? Are you living too much in the past, too much in the future? Do you think you've been scared to look in the future? So that version of you deserves some attention? Whatever it may be, connect to that and just really sit down. Put like a timer, 44 minutes. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's not that much. Just put that timer, sit down, and express yourself freely. Look at yourself and just enjoy. Because you're more artistic than you can have ever imagined. And don't let anybody dim your light, dim your creativity, and have fun. It's not about being beautiful. It's about coming from the soul and not letting your mind control the outcome. Whatever comes from the soul is beautiful because it has passion, it has presence, it has soul. I love you. I'll see you very soon. I hope that you enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it. And hopefully you can stick around, subscribe, and be part of the family. I'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye.